my dear students. I am Юсупова Ш.Б, the teacher of National University of Uzbekistan, Faculty of Foreign Philology, English Philology Department. The subject is theoretical grammar. Today's theme is the syntax, the theory of the sentence. From our previous lessons, you know that there are some levels in language and speech: phonological, morphological, lexicological, and syntax. Today we will talk about the syntax, and the syntax can be minor level and major level types. And minor level studies the sentence, it is types. Major level studies the text. First, let's identify what is a sentence. It is a basic unit of written communication. A sentence must have three elements: a subject, a main verb, a complete thought. A subject is the person, place, or thing that a sentence is about. It may be noun or pronoun. Some sentences may contain a compound subject. For example, he, book, yacht, people, they can be used as a subject in this sentence. And the next one is the main verb. It tells what the subject does or links the subject to another word that describes in the function predicate. Here is given some examples: to see, to speak, to go, to play. They can be used in the sentence as a predicate. And the famous linguist Illich gives his own definitions to the sentence. The sentence is the immediate integral unit of speech built of words according to a definite syntactic pattern and distinguished by a contextually relevant communicative purpose. A sentence is a unit of speech whose grammatical structure conforms to the laws of the language and which serves as the chief means of conveying a thought. A sentence is not only a means of communicating something about reality, but also a means of showing the speaker's attitude to it. From these ones and from above mentioned, we can say that the sentence is a unit of speech and language, and it has subject and predicate in the function, and they have just a complete thought. And now let's classify the sentences. They may be classified according to the creation of the communication and the structure. According to the aim of the speaker, the sentence may be declarative, interrogative, and imperative. According to the creation of the structure, the sentences can be simple and composite. And composite sentences may be complex, compound and complex sentence. They are the types of the composite sentences. Now let's see them step by step. The simple sentence. It contains a subject and a verb. It expresses a single complete thought, and it is a single independent clause. For example, the cat crept through the dark house. He is my brother. And in these sentences, you can see one subject and one predicate and object. The next is the compound sentence, which is the first type of the composite sentence. It contains two independent clauses, and here you can use just coordinating conjunctions join these independent clauses: for, and, no, but, or, and yet, so, and others. And the next type of the composite sentence is the complex sentence. It is an independent clause joined by one or more dependent clauses. A dependent clause has a subject and a verb, but it does not make sense on its own. In complex sentences, you use some subordinating conjunctions which begin the dependent clause. For example, the cat fell asleep on the warm kitchen because he was deprived of sleep the night before. Here, dependent clause is he was deprived of sleep the night before. And the next type is compound complex sentence. It is the joining of compound sentences and complex sentences clauses. And it is a sentence that has at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. And here we use just the same subordinating conjunctions to introduce the independent clause and the same coordinating conjunctions joining the independent clauses. For example, after the two adversaries had spent years playing this cat and mouse game, they were joined by their children and the fun continued. And here you can see coordinating conjunction and. And the next is the, according to the structure, the sentences can be classified. Also, the two-member sentence and one-member sentence. Two-member sentence have the subject and predicate in its structure. In one-member sentence, you can find only one main part: night, a lady's bed, chamber. And imperative sentences with no subject of the action can be mentioned as a one-member sentence. Come down, please. Okay, and the sentences also can be classified according to the aim of the speaker. There are some types of the sentences: declarative, interrogative, and imperative sentences, and exclamatory sentence. Declarative sentence conveys some statement. They usually have the following intonation, and they have regular order of words with no inversion. I go to school every day. An interrogative sentence always requires some answers. Are we staying here? Where are we staying? They require some answer. Imperative sentences. They most often directed to the second person. The predicate is used in only one form in the imperative one, and the no modal verbs is used as an imperative sentence. The subjects of the imperative sentences are almost always represented by the zero alternate of you that is elliptically urge the listener to perform an action or verbal response. Sit down, please. Come down, please. They are examples to the imperative sentences. And the next type is the exclamatory sentences. They always express some sort of emotion, feeling, or the spirit of the person who pronounces it. And they are always in the declarative form. And there is usually no inversion. They are pronounced with a falling intonation. In their structure, they have such introductory as what and how. What a lovely night. How beautiful it is here. The next classification of the sentence is according to the existence of all parts of the sentence. Here may be elliptical sentences and non-elliptical sentences. Now we will see elliptical sentences. They are the result of transformation of the main sentences. They are the sentences with one or more of their parts left out, which can be ambiguously inferred from the context. One was from Maine, the other from California, and here you can see that the predicate is omitted. The verb is omitted. If you have no idea where Clive might be, I certainly haven't. Stop and speak to me. They are the examples to the elliptical sentences. And this is the end of the lesson. If you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you for your attention.